Hi Janice, I just thought I would make a short video of how to hang your Space Heroes story box. And when it comes out of the box, you'll have all these parts. They'll sort of be wrapped up, and as you undo them, you can put them together in the order that I'm showing you here. The first thing you do is put this rail on the wall, and it's best if one of these screw holes has a screw that goes into a stud in the wall so that it's really well affixed. And I usually put a second one somewhere else, and that doesn't have to go in a stud. And that, you level it, and then that keeps it from rotating. So the first thing you'll do is put the main box onto this rail, and it has a matching rail in back. And you just kind of register this side against here, like this. And then once you feel it, push it against the wall, and you can just drop it down on that rail. And now that's firmly on the wall. I think next we'll put Neil in, and there is a little shaft here that drops into a hole in this magnet in the top of it, coming out of his helmet. And it's a little tiny bit tricky. You have to slide Neil in like this. And then you just have to kind of look up there. That part is a little tricky. It wants to kind of not center itself in the hole, but it's not that hard. Now you'll see when it's mounted right that he's about 1/4 of an inch above the floor of the box. So when he spins around, he's free floating. Then we'll do the same thing with Leica. And it's the same kind of deal. It's a little easier. See, Leica's set now. I think maybe we'll put the Saturn on here. That drops on like that. And then the tower has a brass piece on top, and there's a hole in it for the top of the rocket ship to go into. And there's a pair of magnets on the bottom here which will register this in exactly the right spot. So you just take, and you get the top of the rocket into the hole, and it'll just bam. And now it works great. And there is a little hex key there, a set screw that you could tighten the rocket ship on the shaft, but I don't even think it needs it. But if it slipped or something, you could do that. Next, we're going to put on the little Sputnik box, and there's 4 brass legs with registration holes. And in the top of the cabinet, there's 4 pins, pointed pins. And there's also this shaft which comes through this hole in the middle of the bottom. So you just drop that over that, and then it'll just set on those pins, and it's all in the right place. Then we drop the Sputnik in into the little hole in there. Sorry, there we go. Okay, he's in. There we go. And the moon drops into this shaft. And then we slide the drawers in. They have cork on the bottom that helps them slide smoothly. And they have this great little star sky scene on the inside of them. The middle one. And I have included a little 1.5 millimeter hex key, and on, probably kind of hard to see in the video, but there is it's for these little worm drive gears, that there's 2 of them that are on this rod, and I've got them really tight. I don't think you're going to need this, and this is actually, just I'll mention, this is a different size hex key than the one that seats the rocket. But If I have an extra one, I'll throw it in. But this one, just in case this slipped, you could tighten it up. And I'll just put that in the top drawer. That goes in there. And voila. I love the noises that this makes. I think they're just kind of part of the character. This is some really nice old growth Douglas fir. It's got some real nice curly grain. A lot of machine brass parts. All of the turning parts are housed in brass bushings that I made on my lathe. And some of these, a couple of these parts over on this side are old erector set parts that I got from an erector set I picked up at an estate sale. And this bit of beam here was from a beam in my basement that I removed. The colors are all milk paint, and I did all everything on here is made by me, except for like the erector bit parts. And I did, I think, buy these 2 little worm drive gears, but I made the little pulls, and you know, it's a labor of love. It's a really was an enjoyable piece to make. I really enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoy having it. So thanks for supporting me, and good luck.